Hi everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel, Guide to Aviation. I'm here to help you make the right choice using my expertise in the field of aviation. I'm Jeanette Fernandez and I'm an ex-cabin crew with an international airline. Currently working as a trainer in aviation, personality development and also an English coach. For the past 18 years in the field of aviation. As an aviation trainer, I'm here to help you understand the requirements and to guide you through the process of being a cabin crew. As a personality development trainer, I'm here to help you be more confident and also enhance your skills. As a well-wisher, I have specifically designed this module and training sessions looking into perspective of individuals who do not have the time nor the income, or may also not be in the position of the right guidance. So this is your one-step guide to aviation. There are many platforms that will tell you what is the criteria to be a cabin crew. But often the question that comes into our head is, why do they have such criteria? Height, weight, why do they require it? Glasses, can you wear glasses? Can you not wear glasses? Why? Hair color, can you color your hair? Can you have streaks? What are the advantages to the job? The disadvantages? When you sign in to be a cabin crew, do you have a deposit? A bond? Is there growth in an airline? Or are you just going to be a cabin crew? Are there steps that you can climb even as a cabin crew? Self-introduction in an interview. How do you make a self-introduction? How do I express my strengths, my weakness, my hobbies? Are there health requirements? There's a term, fit to fly. But do you come under the caption of fit to fly? Phonetic terms in aviation, what are they? How many languages do I need to know? 1, 2? What are the grooming requirements needed? All the above mentioned topics will be covered on this channel, Guide to Aviation. Coming to the first and foremost criteria that an airline would require for you to be a cabin crew is your age. A domestic airline would require an age of 18 years and an international airline would be 21 years of age. It is a very simple criteria that you need to be of age to start working. You get your driving license at the age of 18, so are you allowed to work at the age of 18? As simple as that. But here the question is, why does an international airline ask for 21 years when it's already okay for you to work at the age of 18? For you to work in a different country, you would require two major documents that country would provide you. One is your residence permit that allows you to live in that country, and also your work visa that allows you to work in that country. Different countries have different policies when it comes to age to let you work in the country. So for that one reason, all the airlines have made it a policy to abide with the rules of that country and to keep a limit to the age of 21 years to acquire these two documents of your residence permit and your work visa. Hence the difference of domestic and international comes 18 years, 21. So coming to your next criteria is your educational qualification. Just like how the age criteria works, even the educational qualification, there's a very minute difference that a domestic would ask for and an international would ask for. Educational qualification is higher secondary or pre-university. You would have to completed it to join an airline. For an international sector, a course completion certificate would be required. Whereas for a domestic sector, besides your course completion certificate, you would also have to show a minimum of 50% marks that would be required. Study. All certificates that you produce have to be an attested copy. And mind you, it should be all legitimate copies of your certificate. There's a question that always comes up. that if you have chosen a field of management or nursing, would you still be eligible to be a cabin crew? Yes, you are eligible. Your basic qualification is higher secondary. From there, whatever qualifications you have is always an added advantage. Like say you have chosen management and you're currently studying management. After a while, and you do not want to continue flying and you want to step down into another field within the airline, your MBAs, your BBAs, all, it's an added advantage. Now, if you are currently working as a nurse, you're doing your BSc nursing, you can still continue, you can still apply to be a cabin crew. Your field as a medical practitioner is an added advantage. Once you've chosen to be a cabin crew, you go through training. That would be from 6 weeks to say 9 weeks. During that process, you are taught how to handle different situations in an aircraft, in which first aid is something that they train you on. So besides you being trained as a first aider, you will also have the experience of a medical practitioner. As I said, it's an added advantage. For you to be a cabin crew, your personality, how you speak, how you handle situations, how you interact with guests, that is your main requirement, your exceptional interpersonal skills. So whatever educational qualification you have completed, always an added advantage. The next requirement we would be talking about is your passport. Do you require a passport while flying domestic? Not exactly, but it's always good to have your passport ready. When you're there to fly, just fly. It's international that we're always aiming for. So keep your passport ready. So when you're preparing your resume, you have a section that would require your passport details. So the ones who already have your passport in your hand, you would have to fill in details of your date of issue of the passport, your date of expiry, and the place of issue. Make sure these details, these 3 details are there in your resume. Very important. For the ones who have just applied for your passport, you can mention their processing. So most of you would have already started applying for jobs in international airlines, and some of you would get calls or get a mail saying that you are shortlisted and you would require to come for an interview at an immediate date. Please do not panic at any point of time that you do not have your passport in your hand. Panic is the last thing that we need right now. So what do we need to do? Applying, you've already applied for your passport, so there's nothing to worry about. You will receive it in due course of time. From the time you have been called for an interview till the time you have been selected to that airline, it's a huge process. It would take 4 rounds, 5 rounds, quite a number of rounds for them to continue, for them to screen you, to feel that you are eligible and you are perfect to fly for that particular airline. So meanwhile, you would receive your passport, so nothing to worry about. All you need to focus on is getting yourself prepared for the interview. Make sure you have all the information that you require for that particular interview. You're dressed well, you've groomed well, you have the personality for it, you prepared yourself on a self-introduction. That is what is important. Your passport will come in due time. Do not worry about it. When you get your passport, make sure you mention these details on your passport. 3 details: date of expiry, date of issue, place of issue. Make sure those details are there on your resume. Coming to the next requirement, languages that you need to know as a cabin crew. Prime language, always English. If you know English, you're already one step closer to being a cabin crew. You need to be absolutely fluent in the language, written and spoken. Do you need to know an additional language? If you know, very good. Most of the Middle Eastern airlines, like say Emirates, Etihad, Qatar, their primary focus is only on the candidates speaking English, because they have customers, guests coming from different parts of the world, and English is the common communication language between everybody. You know German, you know Spanish, you know Italian, added advantage. Working in any airline in India, you would definitely need to know Hindi. It is absolutely mandatory. So English and Hindi would be the languages that you need to know while you're flying domestic in India. Now say for example you want to fly Air France, yes, you need to know French. You want to fly with Lufthansa, yes, you need to know German. You're flying with Air China, Mandarin, Chinese. Every country, their language is very important to them. So for you to fly in a carrier of their country, you need to know their language. But for Middle Eastern airlines, English is the only language that they are looking for while they are recruiting you. Any other language is an added advantage.
So coming to the requirement of height and weight, the question is, why is it so necessary that you need to be of a particular height and weight? So first let me explain to you what is the requirement. For a domestic airline, they would ask for a requirement for female of 155 centimeters, which is 5 feet 2 inches. And for men, they would require 175 centimeters, which is 5 feet 4 inches. For an international airline, the criteria is a little different. For an international airline, they would ask you for an arm reach of 212 centimeters, where you would stand straight and you would point your arm. That is how they would take the height requirement. So now the question is, why does the airline insist on a requirement of height? In an aircraft, you have baggage compartments right above your passenger seat. It's called an overhead bin or a hat rack or an overhead compartment. So prior to takeoff, prior to landing and throughout the flight, these overhead bins have to be kept closed. So in preparation for your takeoff or landing, it's the cabin crew duty to close them. So you would walk around the cabin and whichever overhead bin is open, you would close them. Okay? That's why you require a height, minimum height criteria. Also in the aircraft, you also have emergency equipments that are placed inside these overhead bins. So for you to access them during an emergency, you do not want to climb on the passenger seat and create a hindrance for them. If you're tall enough, if you fit into that criteria, you can just stay. Yeah, so that is one reason why the airline insists on a height criteria. When it comes to weight requirement, there is something called a BMI, Body Mass Index, which tells you what is your proportionate weight to your height. So there is a calculation to it where your weight in kilograms by your height square. I know it's a whole process where you have to go through calculation and everything again, which at the moment we don't want to do. So to make it easier for you, I'll drop a link in the comment section where Google helps you to calculate your BMI and tell you whether your height and weight are proportionate to each other. So do click the link and you can get your BMI calculation without having to do the whole calculation. So if your BMI is between 18 to 25, then you would be under the right proportion, and that would fall under the weight criteria of an airline. Again, the question, why do you need to be of that height? Is it okay to be underweight? Is it okay to be overweight? Be underweight or being overweight is okay. You need to be fit. and an airline requires you to be fit at all point of time. I did explain to you about the overhead compartments. Now, overhead compartments are of two types. This is what you have in an Airbus, and this is what you have in a Boeing. You can see a difference there. For an Airbus, it is very simple where you just close those hat racks. There's nothing. It doesn't take you much effort, nothing. You're tall enough, you can just close it. That is absolutely fine. For a Boeing, what happens is, now when that overhead bins are empty, it is absolutely easy. It is very easy for you to close it. You just push it and it will close. So every passenger is allotted 7 kilos of carry-on baggage. So we as passengers, besides our carry-on baggage, we always have tiny bags that we carry along with us. So you have allotted 7, then you have your laptop bags, then you have your duty-free bags, whatever you have purchased from the duty-free. All those bags are going to be stored in these overhead bins. So if each of them are going to carry 7 kilos, so take an approximate weight of 35-40 kilos of overhead bin there, of weight in the overhead bin there, which you are supposed to close them. So how do you close them? You have to push, carry the weight, push them and then close them. If you're underweight, it is very difficult to close them. You need to be healthy, you need to be strong enough to close them. So that is why they insist on you being proportionate to your weight being proportionate to your height. Besides these overhead bins, there are also emergency equipments that you have on an aircraft. Like a fire extinguisher, a portable oxygen bottle, a defibrillator also known as an AED, emergency medical kits, fire racks. There are a lot of emergency equipments that are quite heavy. So when need arises, for you to access these emergency equipments, you need to be of the right height and weight because they are heavy. These equipments are really heavy. You need to hold them in particular positions, you need to administer them, you need to be fit for that. Besides the overhead bins and your emergency equipments, you also have doors on an aircraft, the ones that you board, you deplane. So they're called emergency exits of an aircraft. Closing them and opening them would require a little muscle that you would have to put into it. Now sometimes we know when we are trying to take something, we are trying to lift something, we get a pull. Yeah, that cannot happen every time you're opening and closing an aircraft door. Okay, aircraft doors are different in a Boeing and an Airbus. An Airbus door is quite easier to close, while a Boeing exit would require for you to use that little muscle. So you need again to be really fit for you to do your job as required by the airline. As a cabin crew, you would live in a lap of luxury. You would be accommodated in nothing less than a 5-star hotel. And every hotel would provide you with a gym and a swimming pool that goes absolutely complimentary for the cabin crew. That is provided to you for you to use it. These facilities are provided to you so you maintain your fitness. So while recruiting you, if you are within the BMI of 18 to 25, you would need to stick to that. Airlines wouldn't tolerate you gaining too much of weight or losing too much of weight. Mind you, they would ground you if you have exceeded the weight criteria once you started flying. So this criteria is not just for you to begin your career as a cabin crew, but you have to continuously maintain it while you still continue to be a cabin crew. You have to maintain it at every point of time. section has given you the information that you were looking for. However, if you still have more questions related to this topic, please drop them in the comment section and I shall cover them for you in my upcoming videos. Please note that my next session would cover more requirements for you to pursue your dream job as a cabin crew.
On today's session, I would be covering grooming requirements, the do's and the don'ts when it comes to grooming. What attire should you be in while attending an interview? What are the hairstyles permitted for male and female? Jewelry, makeup requirements, hair coloring, tattoos, your personal hygiene, and much, much more. The attire for a male candidate would be suit, matching trousers, shirt and a tie. When it comes to the color required for your blazer, I would suggest black or closest shades to black. Make sure that your blazer and your trousers are of the same color. You do not want to have a blue trouser while you're wearing a black suit. That goes as off. So make sure they are of the same color. When it comes to your shirt, preferably a white shirt. Most of the airlines, all the cabin crew, the male, the stewards, they always wear a white shirt. So let's stick to that. Wear a white shirt. If you're not comfortable wearing a white shirt or at the moment you do not have one, I would suggest closer shades of white, maybe off-white, can be a cream color shirt, it doesn't matter, but it has to be closest shades to white. Make sure your shirts are self-colored and we do not have any prints on it. The same goes for your tie. Self-colored tie, preferably blue, shades of blue. Avoid prints on your tie again. I would also suggest you not wear a red color tie because we want the complete attention, the focus of the interviewer to be on you, where it is not taken away with bright colors that you're wearing. Do take note that you would need to wear socks on, and socks should be white. This is an example for how male candidates should be dressed while attending interviews. For female candidates, again, a blazer with skirts, a shirt inside, preferably white, it can be blue, pink, peach, off-white. And to give it a little more classier look, I would suggest you have a scarf on. The scarf can be printed, it is absolutely fine. But I would suggest you go with dark colors when it comes to scarves. Something like shades of electric blue, where it is just outstanding. The female are required to wear stockings or pantyhose while they attend interviews. This is an example of how a female candidate has to be dressed for an interview. Hairstyles for a male candidate. Your hairstyle should be very short haircut, preferably a crew cut, and clean shave. Airlines do not allow a mustache or a French beard. It has to be clean shaved. Some airlines do allow men to have a mustache or maybe side lock. But to be on the safer side, I would suggest you have it clean shaved. Once you join the airline, you can follow the instructions as given by that particular airline. But when you're presenting yourself at the interview, do stick to the standards that they would require as a cabin crew. So make sure you're well groomed, you can gel your hair, but don't give it the oily look, and be clean shaved. female candidate hair requirement, you would need to tie your hair in a bun if your hair is longer than 6 inches when you tie a ponytail. Now, if you have hair length as long as mine, yeah, you would be required to tie a ponytail. So basically what they are looking forward here is that you do not have your hair on your face at any point of time. You are representing the airline and they need to see you as pretty as you are at all point of time. We don't want strands of hair on our face, so that's why the airlines stick to that requirement. If you have short hair, like up till your neck, you can leave it left loose, but neatly groomed. And if your hair is a little longer, you can tie it in a ponytail. So basically what they ask for is, if your hair is longer than 6 inches when you tie a ponytail, you would have to tie it as a bun, where it is all neatly groomed and you do not have any hair on your face. Now there are certain airlines that would let you leave your hair loose, they would let you groom in particular ways, but at the moment we just stick to the regulation that the airline would expect from you when you join their airline. So keep your hair neatly tied in a bun. It can be a French roll. I'll show you examples of how it looks like. So this is how you should be dressed while you are attending an interview. These are some examples that a male candidate and a female candidate would be required to be groomed when it comes to their hairstyles while attending an interview. Makeup requirements for female candidates. So makeup basically enhances our natural beauty, and the airline wants to see how naturally pretty you are. So when you're going for an interview as a cabin crew, keep your makeup as neutral as possible. Yeah, do not use loud eyeshadow, too much on the cheeks, too much on the lips. Let's keep it as neutral as possible. So the basic requirements that you would need for your makeup would be your compact, your blush, your lipstick. Of course, you can highlight in your eyes, but you're not going partying, so let's avoid the smoky eyes and give it a very natural shade. As I did say, it is to enhance the natural beauty in you. So let's keep the makeup to minimum. Nail color. Now when it comes to nail color, when you're attending interviews or after you have been selected, it is always that you have your nail color and your lipstick shades same. It has to be the same. That's technically the rule when it comes to your lipstick and your nail paint. Okay, yes, it is difficult for us sometimes to get the same shade of nail polish as our lipstick. So I would suggest a clear nail polish. Please make sure you do not have designs on your nails. You've done your nail art, your nails are too long, your nails are too short. Even if you keep it short, it's absolutely fine, but do not keep it too long. Now for male candidates, to keep your skin moisturized, make sure you don't have a very dry look on your face, and also chapped lips. Okay, sometimes the weather can play a trick or two on us where our lips get really dry however much of water we drink. At the same time, you can apply a little petroleum jelly on your lips. Don't make it to look too flashy on your lips. Let the ladies do that. We'll save that for the ladies. So do apply some petroleum jelly or maybe use a chapstick so that your lips do not look very dry. The same comes for nails when it comes to men. At any point of time, please do not paint your nails. Keep your nails as clear, clean, because they would like to see nice, manly nails. Not just clean nails, please keep it short. During my classes, there's a little joke that keeps happening. Something that I see among all the male students is your thumbnail and their little finger, always they grow these two nails. I don't know why, but do not do that. It looks very unprofessional. All your nails of the same length, and keep them moisturized, because sometimes when you're showing your hands out, it gets to get too dry. So keep them moisturized at every point of time. Coming to the accessories that you would need to wear. Now for female, you would need to wear earrings that are just pearl earrings, just pearl studs. It can be a gold stud or it can be a pearl stud. No long earrings hanging where they're too flashy, nothing, just pearl. You can wear a pearl chain as well, and rings, no too many rings. If you have no rings at all, absolutely fine. If not, stick to one ring per hand. Do not have too many rings, too many stones. It's all too flashy. As I did say, you want their attention to be on you when you are speaking, when you are giving your introduction. You don't want the interviewer's attention to be going anywhere else. How many rings does she have? Is it too many? Her nails are too long? All the attention on your face while you're speaking. You don't want to draw their attention to anything else. Same way for the men. If you have bowed your ears, you have a earring, one stud, two studs, do not have them. You remove it while you're going for an interview. Same goes for the women as well. Single stud. You can't have 3 studs, 4 studs. No piercings on your tongue, on your lip, on your chin. Avoid all these piercings. If you have a piercing, take it off at the interview, because they will not permit you having any piercings on your face. Hair coloring. So the question here is, are we allowed to color our hair as cabin crew? Yes, you can. You can color your hair while you are a cabin crew. But every airline has their own requirements. Some airlines would allow you to color your hair closest to your natural color. Some of them would allow you to streak your hair. If you have not colored your hair at the moment, I would suggest you do not touch it. Let your natural hair just be there. Once you have joined an airline, according to their requirements, you can make changes to your hair. But at the moment, no hair colors. You don't want pink, green, blue, yellow, all this on your hair. It doesn't look professional at all, because for an airline, you are representing that particular airline, and they have standards when it comes to their grooming, and part of their grooming is also your hair color. You can have them closest to your natural hair color, but I would suggest leave your hair untouched till you have till you have been selected as a cabin crew for the airline, and change it according to the requirements of that particular airline. Different airlines have different policies when it comes to hair coloring. So for the ones who have not colored their hair yet, wait until you are selected, and according to that airline policy, you can change your hairstyle or hair color. But for the ones who already have colored their hair and it's a little bright in color, like say it is pink or green, or maybe you've done even the rainbow on your hair, I would suggest you dye your hair to the most natural hair color, to your most natural hair color, before you attend an interview. If your hair color doesn't meet up to professional standards, That could easily be one of the reasons that the airline reject you. So those of you who are banking on cracking the interview, please do take this seriously as well. If you have more questions related to this topic, do drop them in the comment section and I would be happy to consider them in my upcoming videos. Today's session would be part 3 to the criteria required to be a cabin crew. On today's session, I would be covering grooming requirements, the do's and the don'ts when it comes to grooming. What attire should you be in while attending an interview? Hair coloring? Tattoos? And much more. Glasses, spectacles, can you wear them while you are going for an interview? Can you wear them while you're flying? Yes, you can. Not all of us are blessed with perfect eyesight. Some of us do have to wear glasses. It is absolutely fine. Okay, so a lot of us do wear lens while we are flying. When you're going for an interview, you can wear a lens on, but you would have to declare to them that you do wear glasses and what your power is. Most of the domestic flights would be 1 hour, 2 hours. It would maximum go up to 4 hours. It wouldn't go anything more than that. So for those duration of flights, if you have your lens on, it is absolutely fine. But flights longer than that, now the aircraft is kind of dry, the pressure inside, with the pressure and everything inside, your eyes can get very dry. So for the ones who are wearing lens, you would have to keep putting your liquid, you would have to keep applying your liquid into your eyes so that your eyes do not get completely dry. For that one reason, most of the airlines do allow you to wear your glasses on the aircraft. It is fine. You can wear your glasses. It is the most easiest way of you to walk around in the cabin, because as I said, having to put your eye drops at regular intervals would be inconvenient. During your service, during takeoff, landing, you might forget, then your eyes get itchy. So there are a lot of inconvenience that would happen with your lens on. So glasses is absolutely fine, especially all the international airlines, they do let you wear glasses. But again, as I said, policies change from airline to airline. Some airlines do let you wear your glasses on the aircraft and some do not. Some wouldn't let you wear them. For an interview, as I suggested, you can wear a lens, but a clear lens. No colors, like if your eyes are black, clear lens, we do not want to show them that we have blue eyes. Keep everything natural, because when you're presenting yourself, you have to present the most natural self. But in your form that you fill up, do mention there that you do wear spectacles and what your power is as well. Coming to teeth. Your teeth should be cleaned, well aligned and flossed. When you go for an interview, the airline would provide for you a small tea party where you would have your tea, coffee, juice, snacks. So yes, we would have them. We would indulge in the hospitality of the airline. But mind you, after you eating, please do floss, wash your mouth, because when you go for your one-on-one round of an interview and you smile, you do not want the croissants sticking out of your teeth at any point of time. So have clean teeth, flossed, and it should be well aligned. When I say well aligned, some of us do have braces. Okay, so the requirement when you become a cabin crew is you cannot have braces at any point of time. So now say for example, you already have braces on. The doctor has advised that in a month or 2 you can remove it. So when you're attending the interview, just declare it to them that this would be off, the braces would come off in a month. For the ones who have just put on the braces, so when you have braces on, the doctor would advise you maybe from 3 months, 6 months, or maybe a year. If it is going to take a year for your braces to come off, I would advise you to not go for the interview. Because once you're selected as a cabin crew for the airline, you cannot have braces, and your teeth should not have stains, and it has to be completely clear. So some of you would have retainers even after you have removed your braces. So that is not allowed as well. But you can ask your dentist that your retainers can be put inside your teeth as well. So that can stay there where you don't have to keep removing it, putting it on. Yeah, check with your dentist whether that provision can be done for you. So it's hidden, your retainers are hidden and nothing is protruded outside. You would have an absolutely clear smile with no braces or retainers shown from the outside. Coming to the next topic, tattoos. Okay, first glance at me, I'm really sure that you would have seen my tattoo and you're like, okay, you have one, why can't we have one? Okay, my tattoo happened way long after I quit flying. So, okay, so young, everybody likes to have a tattoo nowadays. I've had students with tattoos even on their forearm, on their fingers. Yes, it's very nice to have tattoos. You all have something memorable that you want to print on some part of your body. But I'm really sorry to break the news to you that as a cabin crew, if you really want to venture into being a cabin crew, tattoos are not allowed at any visible part of your body. So your hands, women, your legs, because you would be wearing skirts sometimes. There are trousers also given to you, but most often it's skirts. Not on your legs, not on your neck, nowhere. Please do not have any tattoos on any visible area. I've had one of my students who had a tattoo on her hand, and she was so put off by the fact that you cannot have a tattoo that she went and removed the tattoo. So what happens here is you're not only going through the pain of getting the tattoo on, it's more painful to get it off, and it leaves a bigger scar there. So the trouble that you go through is also double. So my advice, if you are absolutely serious about being a cabin crew, do not get a tattoo now. We still have time. We are only 18 years. Okay, by we I don't mean me. Yeah, you are only within 18 to say 30 years. We still have time to get tattoos. Join the airline, follow your dream, live the life, travel around. And then what memories you collect from there, imprint them. It makes it all worthwhile. Now, if you have any tattoos on your body, again, you would have to declare it that you have a tattoo. Because, okay, now say for example, you don't want to declare. Guys, mind you that after you have completed your first phase of going through the interviews, you have medical checkups. During these medical checkups, they would check your entire body. They would check your body for tattoos, and if you have not declared it, after you pass the interview round, you would get rejected for that. You don't want that. You really do not want that. So if by any chance you have a tattoo on some part of your body, declare it. As long as you're flying, I would advise do not get your tattoo done. Now the question is coming into your head again, like, okay, so once I start flying again, what is there? They are not going to see it again. Your medicals are not just initially. You have medicals every 3 years. And every 3 years, the same checkup happens to you. As I said, do not have it on any visible part of your body. Personal hygiene. We need to look good and we need to smell good at every point of time. When you're introducing yourself and you say, my name is, you don't want them to faint, trust me. Bad breath, body odor are not things that you would want on you. You would be closely interacting with passengers and you do not want them to take a step back because of your body odor or bad breath. So always keep yourself fresh. You have freshmens, you have your deodorant, you have your perfumes. Have it on at all points of time. Look good, smell good, it makes you always feel good. When it comes to personal hygiene, to make sure even your nails are clean at every point of time. There's no dirt in between your nails. Because as I said, your job would be serving the people food. And when you're serving, if your hands look dirty, it doesn't look nice. So always personal hygiene, your first priority. Keep yourself looking good, smelling good at all points of time. So all these points that I've mentioned, it's not only for when you start your career as a cabin crew, but from the time you have stepped into your interview hall, you have your interviewers monitoring you through all these grooming criteria. They would be scanning you, they would be looking at you, at how you present yourself, how you are with your colleagues around there. So make sure you present yourself in the most professional way, where you give them a first impression that you are the perfect candidate for their airline. If you have more questions related to this topic, do drop them in the comment section and I would be happy to consider them in my upcoming videos. Hi everybody and welcome back to Guide to Aviation. For everyone who are first time viewers to my channel, I'm Jeanette Fernandez, an ex-cabin crew with an international airline and currently an aviation trainer. Fasten your seatbelt because today's journey is going to be all about loving yourself and your appearance. And do not offload your dreams without knowing what is approved and what is not approved. For nothing makes an individual more beautiful than the belief that you are beautiful. Skin tone. I know it's a very sensitive topic and this is something that is a topic for discussion during my training sessions. I receive a lot of DMs regarding the same. Also in a lot of groups they keep asking, is the color of your skin a problem? Beauty to me is being comfortable with your skin. Let me ask you a question back. Now, when you check into every airline, they have their requirements there. Did you notice or did you observe in any airline requirement they are asking you for a fair skin tone? No, they don't ask you that. Yeah. I worked with an international airline where we had crew from different countries, and I must tell you, they are absolutely gorgeous, whether they are white, tanned, dusky, name it, they are all absolutely gorgeous. We live in a world where people are ridiculed because of their skin being dusty. Do not take it into heart that you are tanned or you have a darker skin tone. I think that's something that we have more in the Southeast Asia, that we are dark and we are not fit for a job. The qualities that a cabin crew would need to possess is you being enthusiastic, you being friendly, you being empathetic. These are the qualities that the airline is looking for while recruiting you. So your tone of skin, if that is the only thing that is stopping you from applying to be a cabin crew, don't withhold yourself anymore. Go ahead. That is why I've decided to start my session with this one particular topic, because if it is only your skin tone that is stopping you, go ahead, apply for any airline, because your beauty comes from within you, not your skin tone. Another major concern is moles and birthmarks. A mole like this, you can see that the girl is absolutely gorgeous. She's just got a very simple one here. That's all the mole that she has there on her face. I have flown along with cabin crew who has had moles here, just one single spot there. I don't know how it is called in different countries. For us, in India, we call it the beauty spot. And I'm telling you, it is absolutely a beauty spot because it just enhances your beauty. And there is no airline that would stop you only because you have like a tiny spot of mole on you. No, please take that, please remove that concept that you have in your head that you're getting rejected because of the mole on your face. No, it is not the mole on your face. Maybe probably you would have to work on your other skills, your soft skills. A mole on your face is not something that you would be rejected of. Again, there are moles that are way bigger as well. Something like this. Now this is not something you can conceal, where you can see the mole is way bigger and it covers a portion of your face that wouldn't be accepted. Yeah, that the airline wouldn't accept such a big mole on your face, because as I said, it covers a part of your face. Moles and birthmarks depends upon its location and also how severe it is, the severity of it. Now, if you have moles on hidden parts of your body, that's fine. Yeah, that is absolutely fine. Nobody's going to see it. It's only some very severe ones where it is very visible to public. Then it becomes an issue where the airline wouldn't accept it. Again, birthmarks. Now, when you're speaking about birthmarks, even for birthmarks, it depends upon how small it is and the severity of it, like how big the birthmark can be. Now, say for example, this picture, you have a very small birthmark. You can conceal it. Yeah, there's nothing that can't be concealed. Yeah, so that can just be concealed. There's absolutely no problem with that. Now you have a birthmark like this. Okay, so when you see this birthmark, you know it's like a big black mark on the face, which is impossible to conceal, and the airlines wouldn't allow that. Now, if you have birthmarks on your hands, on your legs, As long as it is in the upper arm and it is small in size, it should be fine. Yeah, but if there are bigger marks on your hands or on your legs where it is visible, then it will not be allowed. Sometimes on your legs you do wear your stockings as well, but again your stockings would be the closest shade to your skin. So after you have worn your stockings, if it is still visible, then it would be an issue. If not, it should be fine. Speaking about scars. Now again, scars, there are different types of scars. I remember when I first went for my interview, I had a fall and there was a big scar on my hand there. They did take me in, they did ask me when did it happen and how deep, because it was very obvious. It was very obvious. But as I told you before, now that was a scar that I could have concealed it. Yeah, but I did have to declare it as well. At the same time, that was something that would fade away gradually. And from the time you have been you have attended your interview till the time you receive your selection, as in you go through your selection process till you've received your offer letter, it will take a while. So if it is a scar that you've fallen or something, it will just fade away. So that is not something you would need to look deeply into. However, there are different types of scars. Maybe if you've got a scar on your face, or if you've got a big scar on your hand, or maybe a big birthmark. If the scars are small enough and it can be concealed, then it should be fine. But if they are very big scars that no concealer can work on, then I would advise you to not attend the interview, because you might get rejected on the basis of the severity of your scar. Another scar that is very prominent is a keloid scar, which happens like a month or a year after your injury. It is mostly a shiny where it is raised and has a lump. Now this scar also, as long as it is hidden within your body, it is fine. But it cannot be within the visible areas. There is a trick that you would use if you have a scar. I'll explain it to you at the end of the video, so continue watching, like how you can hide some of the small scars that you have. Another most common skin condition is your acne. So we've all been through puberty, we've all come out, and there's always something that keeps lingering on our skin. So acne, as long as it is not too deep pores and it has not left a scar on your face, like okay, now even if it is like a small mild scar, we can still conceal it. But there is sometimes very severe acne where you have those pimples and there's oozing out happening. I would advise you, do not go for an interview with a very severe condition of acne, because what happens here is that when you go for an interview, you will apply makeup. So when you apply makeup, it is going to react with your acne, which would make the acne worse. So our whole intention is to get rid of the acne with proper skincare. We do not want to irritate the acne at any point of time, because we want it to go away. Only then our skin can become more clearer and we can attend interviews. So if this condition is currently prevailing with you, meet with a dermatologist, get the necessary skincare that you need. Try and recover from it, and post that, go for an interview. I wouldn't advise you to go for an interview while you're having an acne at any point of time, because as I said, it just makes your skin very bad. The condition just worsens. So let's not give an opportunity for your acne to burst out even more. Another common question that keeps coming up is stretch marks. Now there are a lot of them who's trying to fit into the cabin crew criteria. So you would have either lost weight or you would have gained weight. So when you lose weight, what happens is stretch marks falls on your body. There's nothing that we can do about it. So if it is within your body, it is absolutely fine. There's going to be stretch marks under your hands, under your legs. As I said, your stockings will cover your stretch marks or any other light conditions. The stockings that you wear on board when you're a cabin crew, they are medicated stockings. Okay, the coat of your stockings is much more thicker than the normal ones. They use it for a lot of medical reasons as well. So that stockings will hide some of the things that you want hidden in your body. So do not stress yourself about stretch marks. Please go ahead and put on the stockings, or your hands are always covered with your sleeves. It doesn't matter. It doesn't come in your way to become a cabin crew. Again, there are certain skin conditions like say for example eczema. Now eczema can sometimes happen because of the food that you eat. Maybe you're allergic to that food, so you'll start getting rashes or you'll start itching and everything. These are all treatable conditions like eczema, psoriasis, even chicken skin, sometimes even marks on your knees. We've all fallen. We have all had falls. We've had small injuries. So the black skin that comes on your knees is just a normal thing. As I said, your stockings would cover it. So talking to you about eczema and psoriasis. Now these things you would have to get it checked by a dermatologist. Go under treatment because it can be kept under control. And it wouldn't affect your flying career if you have it under control. Like if it is certain food that is causing it, I would advise avoid eating that food. I know there are cravings sometimes and you just want to just nibble on it. But be careful. This is the career you want to be in, and there are certain requirements that you would need to follow to be as to have an even skin tone, to be more presentable. So if these are just small conditions that can be just cleared by you just visiting a dermatologist. So do take care of that. As I said, if it is a very minor patch, medication can help and it will go away. But if there are very big patches, if the condition is very severe and on visible areas, then you would have to take control of it, because as long as it is not in any visible area, the airlines would be okay with it. If not, it wouldn't be acceptable. Another skin condition is your hyperpigmentation, where you have spots on your face. Again, if it is something that can be concealed, you can go ahead and conceal. But if it is bigger spots like this, that will not be accepted. The airlines wouldn't accept such severe conditions of hyperpigmentation. As I did say at the start of my session, that beauty comes from inside. So you need to accept your beauty first. Do not let anybody blame you for your skin tone. Do not let them put you down and bring down your confidence. You have to be absolutely confident about yourself. I'm repeating myself. Airlines are looking for people with pleasing personality who are ready to take up any situation that comes up while they are flying as a cabin crew. They even specify on how enthusiastic you are, how friendly you are. These are the things that they look upon. However, there are a lot of skin conditions that you would need to take care of, where you would have to give extra attention to it. If you need to meet a dermatologist for it, please do go ahead, because we are looking at the long run. We are looking at the bigger picture where we join as the cabin crew. So these are not the things you want. Like if it is a simple acne, get it corrected, get it treated, so that doesn't stop you from becoming a cabin crew. I think I've covered most of your skin related queries today. But however, if you have more questions related to this topic, do drop them in the comment section and I'll be happy to answer them in my upcoming videos. Signing off, this is Junette Fernandez here from Guide to Aviation. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and be the first person to be notified on my upcoming videos. Continue following me. Bye-bye. So here's a tip for you for emergencies. There is something called a skin spray that will give you an even skin tone. Something that I used to use when certain incidents happen in between and then you have like a small scar and you want to just cover it before you could start your flight. So this gives you like an even tone skin, the flawless skin on your legs. So if you have any minor injuries, you can just spray it over there and it just covers it. This is just a tip, so I'm not giving you any brand names because it's not a promotional video again. So you can research on leg spray. You will get them. Just a tip for your emergencies during your interviews. Hope it is beneficial to you. Embarking you on a journey through the life of a cabin crew. As a cabin crew professional, there is a lot that we can benefit from when we are on duty. Travel. For those of you who love to travel, then don't look back. This is the perfect profession to choose from. Because as a cabin crew professional, that's exactly where you're going to be spending most of your time. You get to visit multiple destinations, maybe new states, provinces, or even new countries that you never imagined visiting before. Food. Now if you're a foodie and love to try multiple cuisine, then look no further because you're going to be able to try the authentic local cuisine of the destination that you're traveling to. And food doesn't get better than that. Luxury. Well, if you're a person who loves to be pampered after a long day's work, then look no further. Because as a cabin crew professional, you are accommodated in the best of hotels across the world and given access to unwind yourself at their best health clubs. Remuneration, known to many as salary. Well, last but surely not the least to look forward to, compared to all other benefits, the airline industry offers one of the best remuneration packages that you get across all professions. And that gives you all the more reason to join the airline industry. So summing up all these advantages to venture into the cabin crew profession is definitely a win. If your heart wants to wander across the globe, if your tummy has always a rumble for a new taste on your palate, if your body needs to unwind after a tiresome day indulging your every guest, and most important of all is to hear that chime that rings after it all.